Hello, I'm Leslie Allen. Welcome to Tennis Channel's presentation of a new year-long series, 50 Years of the WTA. Yes, 2023 marks the WTA's golden anniversary. Over the course of the next 12 months, we're going to tell you the great stories that have made tennis the world's preeminent professional sport for women. If I may, let me take a moment to tell you that I have a significant personal investment in the WTA history. As a child in the early 70s, I closely watched the emergence of women's pro tennis and dreamed of becoming a pro. That dream came true. I competed on the WTA Tour for more than a decade and became a top player. As you might imagine, I know lots about these stories, but far from everything. So naturally, I'm excited to be your host. Let's start at the beginning. The creation of the Women's Pro Tour. It was the summer of 1970.
Well, from 68 to 70, we just had less and less. We had less places to compete. They were dropping women's tournaments. We were making anywhere from probably 8-to-1 ratio of money. The writing was on the wall. Things were just going to go away for us.
For the renegade women to make a successful go of it at pro tennis, they'd need vision, moxie, and money. Fortunately, there was one tennis-loving woman who emphatically personified all three. Her name was Gladys Heldman.
My mother came up with an idea that in order to protect the players, they had to become what was called contract pros. And that meant they signed an agreement with her, a contract, for $1. As she's telling everybody this, she says, oh, by the way, I'm bringing in a sponsor. Sponsor is Virginia Slims, and they became the sponsor for the women's tennis for a good 15 years.
Gladys was a dynamo. The gumption she had to get the women's tour started in 1970 and signing up the original 9. I don't think I've ever met anybody quite like her in the industry.
Week after week in cities all over the United States, from Milwaukee to Las Vegas, New York to Long Beach, and many more, players worked round the clock to promote their new tour, doing everything from recruiting media to handing out flyers on the street and tickets in parking lots, giving clinics and attending sponsor functions. And let's remember, these were professional athletes who did all of this while competing. It was hectic, draining, uncertain, just a wild 24/7 life. But it was also empowering and necessary to build the brand.
I had the chance to spend some time with the original 9 in 2021 when they became the first group to be inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. And I'll never forget Billie Jean King walking through the museum and just sort of talking to the group of us who were following them on their tour. And she said, society tells us that women can't work together. And we were proof that that wasn't true.
I just always think, we did it. We had the guts and the courage. No matter what happened, if we'd never get to play again, it didn't matter. It was for the future generations.
I'm glad to be a member and part of WTA, an organization I would say that was one of the first to fight for equal rights and equal pay for women, starting with the original 9.
By the end of 1971, it was clear that the women's professional tour was credible, compelling, and viable. For Tennis Channel, I'm Leslie Allen.